The first time Serene Vale noticed him, it was not because of his face, his strength, or anything extraordinary. It was because he stood absolutely still in the middle of a noisy school courtyard, holding his little daughter's hand, as if the entire world could collapse and he alone was responsible for keeping it safe. The sun was high, the air bright with laughter and chaos, yet there was something deeply quiet about him, like a man carrying storms inside while choosing peace every single day. Before the story truly begins, take a moment. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and stories that remind us humanity still matters, please like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to our channel Kindness Touch. Your small support keeps stories like this alive. Serene Vale was known across the city as a daylight force of nature. As the CEO of a fast-growing renewable infrastructure company, she was sharp, decisive, and relentlessly driven. Her days began early, filled with meetings flooded by sunlight through glass walls, contracts signed before noon, and strategic decisions that shaped thousands of lives. She wore success like armor, polished and flawless, yet underneath that brightness lived a quiet loneliness she never discussed. Her life was efficient, impressive, and painfully empty once the workday ended. That particular morning, Serene had visited the local public school as part of a corporate outreach initiative. Cameras flashed, teachers smiled nervously, and parents watched from a distance. That was when she saw him again, standing near a faded wall painted with children's murals. His name, she would later learn, was Arav Holt. He wore simple clothes, clean but worn, and his posture was relaxed yet alert, like someone trained to observe everything. His daughter, Mira, clutched a handmade paper crown and looked at him with complete trust. Arav was not supposed to stand out. He was just another single father in a long line of tired parents. But Serene felt something shift when she watched him kneel to adjust Mira's backpack, his movements gentle yet precise. There was a weight to him, an invisible history, and it lingered in the bright morning air. Arav's life had become very small on purpose. After the loss of his wife years ago, he had stripped his world down to what mattered. Mira, a modest rented home, a daytime job as a maintenance supervisor, and long walks under the sun where he could feel normal again. No medals hung on his walls, no photographs of the past existed. His former life as a Special Forces operative was buried so deeply that even he tried not to remember it. He had learned the hard way that survival sometimes meant disappearing. Serene found excuses to visit the school again. Then the community park. Then the local library where Mira loved reading under sunlit windows. Each time she noticed Arav nearby, always present, always watchful, never seeking attention. Their interactions were small at first, polite nods, shared smiles, brief conversations about weather, school projects, and the simple exhaustion of parenthood. Yet each encounter left Serene thinking about him long after the day ended. What Serene did not expect was how safe she felt around him, not impressed, not challenged, but grounded. Her world was loud and fast, yet standing beside Arav under the open sky felt like stepping into stillness. She began to share pieces of herself she never offered anyone, how success sometimes felt hollow, how she woke every morning with purpose yet slept with doubt. Arav listened without trying to fix her. He had learned patience in places where impatience could cost lives. He responded with quiet understanding, never revealing much of himself, only that his life was focused on raising Mira the best way he could. He avoided questions about his past, redirecting conversations toward the present, toward sunlight, toward hope. Day after day, their connection deepened naturally. Morning coffee walks turned into shared lunches in sunlit cafes. Mira grew fond of Serene, her laughter becoming part of Serene's routine. For the first time in years, Serene imagined a life that did not revolve entirely around boardrooms and deadlines. But peace rarely lasts without challenge. One afternoon, during a bright company open house event, chaos erupted. A disgruntled former contractor attempted to force his way inside, his anger loud and reckless. Security hesitated. Panic spread quickly among employees and visitors. Before anyone could react fully, Arav moved. It happened fast, almost too fast to comprehend. His calm demeanor shifted into something else entirely. His movements were precise, controlled, and incredibly efficient. Without unnecessary force, he neutralized the threat, guided people to safety, and stabilized the situation until authorities arrived. All of this unfolded under the harsh daylight, visible to everyone. Serene watched in shock. This was not the man she thought she knew. Later, as the dust settled and sunlight returned to normalcy, Serene felt a mixture of awe and fear. Arav's past began surfacing through whispers, through official questions, through fragments of information that did not align with the quiet single-dad image she had grown to love. When she finally confronted him, it was not anger she felt, but confusion and hurt. Arav knew this moment would come. He explained his past carefully, how he had served in elite units, how he had seen things no one should see, how he lost friends, how violence followed him even when he tried to escape it. He explained why he hid, why he chose anonymity, why Mira was his redemption. Serene struggled. She admired strength, but she feared the shadows that came with it. Her world depended on predictability and image. Loving a man with a hidden, dangerous past felt terrifying, yet walking away from him felt impossible. Their relationship strained under the weight of truth. Arav withdrew again, believing he had brought danger into Serene's life. Serene buried herself in work, trying to silence the ache that followed her even in daylight-filled offices. Mira noticed the absence. Her drawings became quieter, her laughter softer. That was when Serene realized something profound. Arav was not defined by what he had been trained to do, but by what he chose not to do anymore. He chose peace, he chose humility, he chose love. On a bright afternoon, Serene stood outside Arav's modest home, sunlight reflecting off the pavement. She understood now that strength was not about power or fear. It was about restraint, about choosing kindness when darkness was easier. She returned not as a CEO, not as a woman seeking security, but as someone willing to accept the full truth of another human being. Arav did not promise perfection. He promised honesty, presence, and devotion to a future built in the open light. Their lives slowly intertwined again. Serene adjusted her pace, finding joy in simple mornings and shared meals. Arav learned that he did not need to carry his past alone anymore. Mira thrived, surrounded by warmth, laughter, and the steady presence of two adults who chose each other despite fear. The city continued to see Serene Vale as a powerful executive. Few knew that her greatest success was learning to love without control. Fewer still knew that the humble man walking beside her under the sun once carried the weight of war and chose peace instead. And if this story touched your heart, if it reminded you that people are more than their past and love can grow in the most unexpected daylight moments, please take a second to like this video, comment your feelings, and share it with someone who believes in second chances. Your engagement helps these stories reach hearts that need them. Before we end, special request, comment the word kindness if you believe love can heal even the deepest scars. Because sometimes the strongest legends are the ones who choose to live quietly, love deeply, and walk forward into the light.